All right, our recording is on, and we are in K-6 Wit and Wisdom and Schoology. This is a two-leveled session today. In the slide deck that I'm showing here, there's a link to your agenda, but I've already dropped that in the chat. I'm going to share it again. You're actually mostly going to work off that agenda. So I'm going to drop that again. I saw a couple people just hop in. Oops, wrong key. All right, that is a link to your agenda. And so we are going to get started. Let me just present really quickly. Present. Oh. Okay. All right, so today as we launch, I'm trying to use some of the wit and wisdom elements throughout this session. So this is our launch, and this is our district vision and mission statement that each child, regardless of circumstance, receives high quality, grade level, standards aligned instruction and access to high quality curriculum, instruction, and technologies. You've probably seen that a couple of times this week, and you'll see it again. Our calls to action, I will not read these to you, but they are in the slide deck. I'll share it with you momentarily. But our calls to action are about our students being able to see themselves, how they spend their instruction, how we spend our instructional time, and making sure that we address unfinished learning. My name is Rosemary Jane. I work with, and this is a new assignment that I'm thrilled about. I now work with our K-6 ELA manager, Karen Clemens, and I serve the house clusters of schools. So that is all of our Montessori, our preschools, special programs like SCPA and Taft High School, and expeditionary learning. So I am your LTT support member for that. I work directly with your principals, and I have 10 years as a self-contained K-3 teacher. My most recent year in first grade at Woodford Paideia, which is now Woodford Academy. And I have my master's in K-12 Tech Enhanced Learning and Reading as well. So we are getting ready to take off and from our launch right into our learn. And in this, we are going to go to Wit and Wisdom and Schoology, Level 1. So right here in the chat, we are looking at the first topic on the agenda. As you can see, we're going to be covering items every excuse me, every item. I will give 5 minutes of direct information, and then I will go over to the chat to check it. Our chat moderator has a network outage in their district, so she was not able to attend. So I'm going to be calling on a volunteer shortly. I think I saw Christine Gibson in here. So Christine or April, if you're available.
I'm available.
Awesome. Christine, if you could just moderate the chat for me with 224 people in this session. And thank you so much. With 224 people in this session, I'm bound to miss some things. So let's try to keep the chat directly on questions that are needing to be answered. So let's go through the flow of that now. 5 minutes of direct instruction. I'm going to be showing you some things for 5 minutes. And then we're going to pause, and you're going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to work on that item. Now, how that works is you'll work on it in mute, and if you run into a problem, if you could stay muted the whole time, please, even if you're just stay on mute, please. So as I show these items for 5 minutes, we'll work on them, and then you'll have 5 to 10 minutes to work on it, apply it. I'll be moderating the chat, and then we will hop to the next section. So we're going to start with just whoever's unmuted. If you could please with over 200 participants, it's very difficult for me to do this.
Stephanie, you're not muted. Can you mute yourself, Stephanie, please?
Thank you so much. I can go ahead and mute her now, but yeah, there. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. So we are first going to look at logins. We're starting simple and making sure you have all the information that you need to get your students and yourself and even your parents logged in. So to get your K-1 students logged in, there is a really brief video. It's linked right there. So that if I go through something and I go through too quickly, which I tend to talk quickly, you'll have that there available for you. There's also a slide deck linked right there. And this is for our K-1 students and how they access logging in with QR badges. There is a video embedded there, and then it walks you through not only a visual of the badges, but the links to the instructions are there as well. So I'm going to be showing that in just a moment. And go away. Google. There we go. All right. So that's for pre-K, K and 1. So I do know if we have Montessori teachers in here, you might have preschool. Preschool K and 1 should use those login directions, QR codes. Log into Clever first, and then log into Schoology. 2nd through 12th grade, there's another quick video here, but this is also for staff. Teachers, you have the exact same instructions. So our recommendations are that you are always using the Chrome web browser. I'm in that now. And then if you look in the upper right-hand corner, right below the X, next to the 3-dot menu, you will see your profile icon. You should click on that profile icon and you should see that sync is turned on to your CPS BOE account. Now, if it's not turned on, you can turn on sync. You just need to make sure. Please stay muted because the feedback, we won't be able to hear one another, or you won't be able to hear me giving instructions. Please make sure that your sync is on. And Christine, if you could just double check with who is unmuted and let me know, I can mute them if they stay off, keep their mic on. I'm sure
it's
we're all
Michelle. It's Michelle Lee
Okay,
Mayfield.
Michelle, we're not calling you out. We've got over 200 people in here, so I've got to keep these microphones muted at all times. All right, thank you. Okay, let me go back to the Google screen. So you are signed in and your sync is turned on. That is true for students as well. If your sync is not on, it might say paused. There might just be a head and shoulders. You just simply log into Google up here and then sync should be turned on. It'll prompt you with some quick things like, do you want to link your data? Yes, you do. You link your data so that you can connect to your Google extensions, your browser history, your passwords, and more. So yes, you link your data, and then you just accept and you're in. Sync needs to be on. If for some reason you go up there and you click, this happens all the time with teachers, and actually your personal Gmail account might be signed in. If you're on your district issued laptop, you should sign out of that for the browser. I do sometimes browse or I often use my personal account, but I either launch an incognito window, or what I like to do is just use a different browser altogether at work. So I use Firefox for my personal browsing, and I use my Chrome account for my work account. If you are somebody who is using your own personal work computer, I just recommend during your workday and work hours that Chrome is syncing to your CPS account, because that will give you the best experience. With our students having one-to-one devices in grades 2 through 12, they should just always be signed in and syncing. And so anytime you get your students or their families contact you and say something isn't working, this is always #1 troubleshooting. Making sure that the sync is on and syncing to the correct account will clear up many issues that somebody could encounter. Now you can launch everything through Clever. And when you launch Clever, applications like Schoology are right there. So if you favorite them, I'm sorry, it is actually not right there. You have to go down under Login with Google, and then you would actually select the favorite icon for it. So it won't be right at the top until you favorite it. So that's how you can quickly get to everything you need in one location.
Rosemary,
Yes.
I hate to interrupt. Somebody wants to know, how do you turn on, can you show them how to turn on sync one more time?
I can. I also do have that video though, and so to keep us on our timeline, if you just click right there, that video shows it to you. You can watch it again as many times as you need, but I'll show it one more time in this session. All right, so right up here, I'm on a PC. If you're on a Mac, it would be on the opposite. The X is not on that side, it's over on the other side. But you're looking for that little icon at the top of your Chrome browser that is either a head and shoulders, or it could possibly be, if you're in a different account, an initial or your personal icon, but it's this icon here to sign in and sync. If you can't find that, there is the more 3-dot button, more. You can go down to settings. I didn't show this before. And then you could sign in and sync right here. Now I can't turn off sync or I'd get booted out of the meeting. So don't play with your settings right now during the session. Just know that signing in and syncing is important for you. Now for your students in that slide deck that I added for the little K1s, okay, they're gonna badge in. I did add the slide for students with Google. I have this available just as one slide for those of you who only need this slide. But this one is the instructions for logging them in. So if you teach 2nd through 6th and you just want instructions to log them in, you can just copy just this slide and put that in whatever you are sharing with your families. So this is actually the same for you, except you are not at cincinnatips.org. You are at CPS BOE. But the student instructions and the teacher instructions, if you look at it, are the exact same. All right, I'm just about a minute or two over, and I wanted to go to parent logins because we looked at logging in as a pre-KK or 1 with the iPads and QR badges. All the resources you need are in there. We looked at sign in and sync. That's the most important one for you today and for your 2nd through 12th grade students. Your parents will not log into Schoology.cps-K12. And a lot of the links, if you just send them directly, don't work. You need to make sure you understand that they have a different account. They're at Schoology.com. And I have a video in here for getting your parents connected. It's 5 minutes long, but I'm just going to briefly show you my parent account. Here we go. Oops. Which I really could have launched that through Clever. I don't even know why I didn't. Okay, so I'm in my CPS account, but I do have a parent account as well. I'm super thrilled that my grandson is going to be, I'm back to being a CPS parent. My daughters have graduated, but my grandson is starting at Woodford this year as a preschooler. All right, this is a parent account, and so when they're logged in, they do need to be logged in and create their account through Schoology.com, and then you'll notice that they are viewing as their child. Special thanks to Jackie Rohatter, who let me add Riley to my account for these demonstration purposes. Oh, we don't want that. You better be on it, folks. We're back to school. Okay. I can go to my, oh man. Well, parents need to have an account at Schoology.com. They can toggle back and forth between their students. So take a moment and familiarize yourself with whatever part of the agenda you need to work on right now. If you want to work on using those QR badges, if you're pre-KK or 1, you could click on one of these links to queue up your instructions for your Clever badges. Or same for Schoology, the instructions are here. If you want to practice signing in and syncing, if you do sync on the computer that you're on right now, if you're the presenter today to your classroom, if your account goes off, you'll be kicked out of the meeting. You'll have to come back in. But if you're just working on your own laptop, if you're in the room and distance from somebody else, you can make sure you're syncing. Or you can check out the parent instructions linked in the agenda. Our next topic begins at 9:20. I'm going to come to the chat and just check if we have questions. What are the badges? What are they for? Lori, they are for preschool, kindergarten, and 1st grade students to log in to Clever and Schoology. And I can demonstrate that for you now. Just a second. What's the benefit of parents having their own account? Oh, parents should absolutely have their own account. It's better, yes, and young students being overwhelmed, that's what we're solving today. So if parents have their own account, if you looked at my parent account, I had 2 students on there across different buildings. If I have a preschooler and a 4th grader, I want to make sure that I can access all their information in one location. And that was one of our biggest pieces of feedback from parents last year in the spring when we went remote, is they had to go 5 different places. One was using Google Classroom, one was using Class Dojo, one was using Schoology. Another one, Blooms or something like that. And there's all these amazing apps that are great. But if you're not one-on-one with your parents or with your students, you're not communicating the same way. Our parents need one central location they can go to, and the parent account at Schoology is that solution. All right, I am just checking the chat until we get to 9:20. Christine, what's the question I missed?
Yeah, somebody said how do, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Somebody says, how do parents find the access code?
Yep, that one Again, in just preparing for this, I've got a video for that for you as well, but I can show that real quick. Let me go out of my parent account.
Is the video found in the doc, Rosemary? All the videos?
You know what, that video might not be in the doc, but my YouTube channel has everything in it, and it's in my Schoology tidbits. It's a 5-minute video that shows you how to access your parent codes. If I don't have that, you know what, I'm going to take a note right now to make sure that I get that before the end of this day to you directly. It is on my channel, but I don't want you to have to go digging. So, connect parents video. I did show the one for, I did link the one for parents for how to get their accounts going, but let me show you, this is actually a very easy trick in school, or tip in Schoology. In your course, and I was going to get more into navigation in the next session, but that's fine. Within your course, on the left-hand side, under your course icon, is the Members tab. You will click on the Members tab. It brings up a list of all the students in your classroom. Obviously, this is a demo account, thanks to the parents who let me have their child join my course. If they have a connected parent, you can see their name below. If they do not have a connected parent, that name is blank. And what you can do is, when your screen loads, off to the right here, there will be, and you can see it's loading right now, there will be a small blue hyperlink that says download parent access codes. I think I have it saved to my desktop as a sample for you. Here we go. So it will be a CSV file. It will look like this. I always expand it, and I also bump up the font so I can read it. Now, I previously blocked these out, but then you would just never ever hand this or email or send this list to parents because it's all the codes, but you could just literally copy and paste that and send it to them directly. Also, your front offices received letters with the login information, so it's not on you to get those to them, but I just think it's just a great best practice to have all that information at your fingertips so that as you connect with your families individually, you can share those codes. I'm going to go ahead on my other screen and close out some tabs because I want to rule out that this is not working quickly because of my connection. Probably not. Just checking. Okay. All right, I will refresh the screen, see what happens. Oh boy. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to do our best. I've got a note to give you the how to find your parent access codes. If I can't show it, I won't be able to do that part. Just gonna, there it goes. Okay, load, load, load. Members. Wow, well, we're gonna roll with this. Good thing is I have a video. Bad thing is I can't show that part live. I answered the benefit of parents having the account. You can't access the document due to heavy traffic. Okay, I can download a PDF at the end of the session. That'll be just after 11. So
they want to know, when will kindergarten students get their logins, Rosemary?
So the logins are already there. If you follow the instructions in that guide, the logins are there. Now, when they pick up their computers, or excuse me, not their computers, their iPads, they will start at some of our schools on Monday and continue on Tuesday. So not all of our little ones will have their device on the first day of school, but they are, you should check with your principal or building tech coordinator for that. Sarah, with what is going fast in this, so are we saying that this document is not loading for people? Because I have linked everything in here. Your K1s, your 2 to 6, or teachers or parents is all linked in here. All right, Christine, I'm going to move on to the next item on the agenda because we're at 9:20. So just, Christine, let me know if there's something I need to address. Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right, and I'm just going to keep closing out tabs to try to reduce my Wi-Fi issues, or it may just be Schoology right now. All right, our next section is basic navigation, your courses and groups. And so there is a quick video that I made in here for how to navigate to your courses and groups. This part, though, I plan to show. All right, when you are in Schoology, your courses and groups, the banner at the top takes you to those. We've had a lot of teachers asking, how do I create a course? Well, we're not going to create a course. Your students that are on your roster, if you're a K-6 ELA teacher, you have a roster in PowerSchool, and that will generate your courses in Schoology. So it will probably say ELA or reading. I can't remember how it pushes through the ELA courses, the name, but you will get a course. And on that course, all of your students will be rostered. I'm going to go into a different sample course and take a look over here at the side, the left again. I'm just going to members. All right, your students are automatically rostered. This is actually a better example. I can see that this child does not have a connected parent, but this one does. So there are some schools where you're going to see no connected parents because we didn't launch, maybe that classroom or that school did not launch Schoology last year and the parents didn't get connected. But the part that won't load over here is how you get them connected. All right, that's going to your courses. Right next door to that, yeah.
Somebody wants to know, what if you don't have a homeroom course? Can they make one?
So that is, homeroom is rostered through PowerSchool, and that's in your, you would need to talk to your front office, the person who creates your master schedule. So I believe it's your senior support specialist, but you ask which one does PowerSchool. And there is a very good chance that they're still just working on that. I've been told that it could take until Thursday or Friday. If you've had a homeroom in the past, you'll have one again. If you don't have a homeroom, if you just teach ELA, and I actually haven't seen elementaries where we don't have homerooms, but apparently there are some. You don't have to have a homeroom. This is just a sample course. I do have sample courses that are just ELA as well. All right. In your groups, you do need to make sure that you are in the CPS ELA headquarters group. Schoology is going to have to really get on this because this is not, okay. So far, every time I hit refresh, it works again. So on that, I'm just going to encourage you that we just need to be patient as we are having problems with Schoology. I have no idea why that didn't work. All right.
Rosemary has another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, if they're missing a class on Schoology, who should they contact?
They shouldn't contact anyone yet because it's going to take all through the week to sync these from PowerSchool. So your senior support specialists are creating the master schedule. The master schedule gets created in PowerSchool. Then 24 hours later, it syncs to Schoology and auto creates the courses. If your courses aren't there on Monday, that would probably be an issue. But I have been asking probably almost every day, and our digital learning manager has said that they are syncing Thursday or Friday, looking to Thursday and Friday, but there's not something that's not working. It just might not be finished yet. In the past, we actually didn't open this up until the first day of school. They did start it a little early so that courses that were ready to go could be loaded. So if they're not there on Monday, then that would be an issue. I completely understand why that could be frustrating. This is a, don't shoot the messenger on that. But, oh, wow, we're at 251. So about using just your homeroom course or things like that, that would be a great question for office hours for kindergarten. You can link out of your homeroom to anything. And we can talk about that more in just a little bit. I want to stay a little bit on this topic and make sure that everybody gets into their ELA headquarters group. All right, so your ELA headquarters group, I'm going to drop that into the chat now. If you're not in this group, there's a join code. I will drop that as well. That was in your 8:30 to 9 instructions, but just I want to make sure you are all in this group because this is where your exit ticket will be at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So if you're not in that, if you can't access that group, join code. So if you're not in this group, you would go to Groups, My Groups, and then on the far right, there is a button that says Join Group. You'd enter that access code there and click Join, and then you would be in the CPS ELA headquarters. So if you're not in ELA headquarters, you need to make sure you join that today. And then once you're in, if you have questions, like April Thompson posts a lot of information about how to log in. I can see Sylvia's asking a question. What's great is a lot of teachers are answering it for you. Karen Clemens is our ELA manager. She will put important updates on here. But then we're also launching discussions in here. As of today, we will have a discussion board as your exit ticket. So it's not posted yet because we're waiting for the end of the day to publish that. All right, that is your ELA headquarters group. We have until about 9:35 before we get into, we're gonna look at actually navigating and getting access to your tools you need for Wit and Wisdom. And yes, I do know we spent a full half hour in logging in and navigating, but we wanna make sure you all understand how to log in. There is different logins for teachers or students and parents. We also want to make sure that you have your basic navigation down to get to your courses and groups. I fully understand that maybe not all your courses are generated in PowerSchool yet, or in Schoology yet, but they will be soon. Definitely check with your front office clerical if you're wondering if it's not showing up for you in PowerSchool. If you're wondering when it's going to be entered, check with them. And if it is entered in PowerSchool, then I think it will generate by tomorrow or Friday. All right. So you can also contribute. So you can ask a question. This field, when you're in here as a member of this group, that is open for you to type in a question. So you can type that in there as well as participate in the discussion board. You can also post an update in your course to your students. You can do that right in the course on updates, or from the front screen of Schoology, you can also post an update. So we looked at your courses and groups and navigating in those and participating in those. Our next topic is advanced navigation. We're going to be looking at how to access our Wit and Wisdom templates and model lesson frameworks. But before I do that, I want to make sure I answer questions. Yes, it looks like April did have that, and that's what I posted up at the top of your agenda. Sorry for those of you who didn't see the chat. Said April had a demo login. One moment, please. On the agenda, there is how to log in. We would normally log into Wit and Wisdom through InSync. There have been, whoops, hit undo on that, shoot. Sorry. There have been known issues with that, so that is why April got us, or Karen, I believe, got us this demo account. So the demo account is listed there in the agenda for you to use. If for some reason that isn't working, we actually need to get that reported to Karen like right away, because that was their solution for us for the accounts that weren't working. We were all supposed to have access today. And the one that April Thompson referred to, that is on the agenda. If it says can't access in Clever, use the demo account. I think it's more important that I back up and make sure you guys can access Wit and Wisdom. So I'm going to back up to that right now. Christine, do you see any other like pressing questions besides being able to access Wit and Wisdom?
Yeah, I'm just looking at one now. It says, if a teacher changed grade level subjects, how do you get rid of the old courses in Schoology and get the current up to the self-sustain?
So that one, is it that you changed like at the beginning of this year? So you got courses created for what you were going to teach, or is it last year's courses? Which one are you referring to? And just type that in the chat.
Okay. No, yeah. I was looking at Naomi as, do I go to the dashboard? I'm not sure what
No, you don't. Nope, I'm going into April's. Okay. April Thompson has said I can use her account to demonstrate. This is just a back end thing. Sorry, I was in as a preschool teacher from something I was training on last night. So I want to make sure I'm in as April. So I'm in April's Clever portal right now, and she has favorited Great Minds in Sync. It appears under instant login with rostering. So if you don't have that favorited, I recommend you favorite that. But if it doesn't show up for you right now, Karen Clemens is aware of this. She is working with Wit and Wisdom in our IT department, and that is why she made sure that you had this demo account access right here. So we want to make sure that you can all access your curriculum so that your planning time and your work time today can be effective for you. So between these two methods, either logging in Clever, which if I click it there, it's just going to take me straight in. Oh, are you kidding me? Folks, I promise you, I tested this at 11 p.m. last night in April's account, and it worked.
You want to just pull up the demo then?
Yeah, I didn't have the demo queued up, but I will do that. And for this, I am so sorry. Karen Clemens has been working around the clock to make sure you guys have access, so I apologize. It'll take me just a moment to log into the demo account. The account with April has been working for us, so I didn't have that pulled up. All right. Because this is, well, I'm just going to go ahead and save it. All right, so I'm in this demo account now. Everyone, so I cannot explain to you why this isn't working in Clever, and I apologize. I have no idea why it's not working. I just know that Karen has been on with Wit and Wisdom multiple times daily, but that is why we have this demo account. The demo account gives you full access to the full curriculum. So if you're logged into the demo account, like I just did, and I just copied and pasted it, I clicked on this link, and then I copied the username and pasted it, and then I copied the password and pasted it. So I'm in. I'm going to go to grade 1. You'd go to whatever grade level you need to go to, and then Wit and Wisdom Teacher Edition. So we are looking for our teacher editions. All right. I want to give that a moment for you all. You know, I can't completely halt the agenda, but I want to pause on that because getting you into your Great Minds accounts and accessing your Wit and Wisdom is the most important thing you need to do today. So if I have to adjust my agenda, I will. Yeah, so Sarah, I see that you're saying you're not able to log into InSync. That is why Karen got us this demo account. Yes, I'm so sorry, Kelsey as well, and anyone on the call who hasn't been able to get into InSync. It is supposed to work. We don't know why it's not. Karen has been on this, and please use this because the bottom line is you can access your teacher guides in the demo account. I'm in it now.
Yeah, everybody, I would recommend that you go to the demo account, like Rosemary's saying, because the portal is known to have been flaky lately. So through Clever, so just go to the demo account and access your teacher's guides for now.
Yeah, and everyone, I logged into that last night about 11 p.m. double checking everything worked for you, and it did, and now it doesn't. So I'm so sorry, but we're gonna get through this. We can't let the tech block us. Also, too, April did point out to me that in your classrooms, there are manuals, physical manuals. So the physical manuals in your classroom might have to be your solution if you're experiencing these tech problems. Obviously, that's not what someone in my role wants to say, but realistically, too, I taught first grade. You can't teach without your teaching materials, or at least you can't plan without them. So you want to make sure you get that access. Let me do a quick check of the agenda and where we are. Yeah, at this point, we're all right, actually. I didn't get a chance to really dig into if there were questions on participating in your groups or updates, but I do have the video in here for you that should show you how to do everything. It's only 5 minutes long. It just shows you how to post an update in your course or to navigate in your group. So as long as you make sure you've joined the ELA headquarters group and you know how to post the update to your course, then you have achieved this second part of this morning's agenda. So I am gonna, yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Tamara, just go to the document that we gave you, because I don't want to
I can link it again. I'm gonna link it again.
And under there, okay, I put it in the chat just now. I'm just trying to, she said
I'm downloading the PDF
so
as well.
what you need to do, okay, so Tamara, just go where it says demo account, click that, and then you have a username and password. Just copy and paste that into the demo account site. So it should pop right up. Sorry, Rosemary.
No, you're fine. I really appreciate your help, Christine. You're awesome. Christine and April have been just go-to amazing resources through this whole process. So can't appreciate you enough, Christine. All right, bear with me.
Thanks.
Bear with me because I'm going to upload that PDF so that you all can view it. It is much more important that you have the resources that you need at your fingertips than for me to stay on an agenda. So my purpose here today is to support you. So for those of you who were having trouble, if it said too many people are in the document, here is the agenda PDF, and I will make a mental note to never share an agenda in a Google document or slide again without the PDF, because I don't want problems for you on that. Sorry, I was muted and I didn't realize I was muted. I was actually talking to you. The next piece on this agenda is advanced navigation. Now, advanced, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. What I just mean is we're going beyond just going into our own courses and groups, and we are going to look at how to access your templates and model lesson frameworks. Again, I made a video for that just to support you. I do know I do talk fast. But we have a lot of information to put into these 2 hours. But two, I know that not everybody processes at the same speed. So one thing I build into my PDs is really critical information. I pre-make a 5-minute video going over it again. That could be a helpful tip for you with your students. If there's something you know you're gonna want them to be able to do, just make a quick 5-minute video for that. And we can get into that later today, or especially during office hours. So that is the video for that. Now I'm gonna show you how to do this in Schoology. We are going to look at how to access it and then how to copy it to your courses or your resources. So let's just imagine from a course, and I'm going to remove this, it's distracting. All right, in a course, under Add Materials, I'm going to look at Import from Resources. If you don't have a course to work in yet, don't worry, I'll show you another way. You can also, if you started building, you don't have to make it drop to the bottom. You can put it wherever you want. So I might want it in my K-1 Wit and Wisdom folder. And then I can just click that little plus button there. This is a nice handy tip for staying organized if you want to do that. You don't have to. All right. So the first step is import from resources. Click that button. All right, our Schoology templates and model lesson frameworks are in a group resource. So when you click on import from resources, on the far left, it is group. Now I'm in a lot of groups, so I can collapse that because it's actually under the school resources. Every school has a resource collection that you guys, your principals and different individuals that you're building can add to, but ours is under our district group resource right here, Cincinnati Public Schools. Now I'm going to show you another way to get to this in just a moment. You'll see that there are check boxes beside all the resources. And you don't want to ever download a whole collection, it's a lot. So I'm going to show you 2 collections I would download. If I'm sticking to my ELA first grade example, then this template is for K-3 ELA. And it is a template. And what you'll see is the structure of Wit and Wisdom with our style guides to keep our lessons consistent. So the welcome, launch, learn, land, and wrap. So if I decide, yep, I want all of those, I can either select the whole folder or go into the folder and select each item. You're going to actually practice doing this today. So I can select all of them if I want and click import. It will prompt me one more time just to make sure, so you don't make a mistake, accidentally bringing them for more than you want. And then it brings the items in, and you'll see I had added them right in here. There they are. There are my resources. Now, remember I said I was going to show you another way to get there. I'll do that now. In the drop-down menu by your name, there is also the name of your school. Now mine says Cincinnati Public Schools because I'm not at a school, but it will say the name of your school. So let's imagine I landed on Chase. At the top, you will see Cincinnati Public Schools. That is our district resource collection. So when you clicked on the name of your school, it's right there at the top. And there is a video linked on everything I'm showing right now. We look in the district resource collection. So I either got there through my course or I can just go there directly through the drop-down menu.
Hey, Rosemary.
That same template, yes.
You have a question really quick. Somebody has, when they click add materials, there's not an option to import from the resources. I'll finish this and then I'll go back to that. Okay.
When you go directly into the resources, you will use the gear to the right to either add it to your course or copy it to your own resources. You want to add it to your course, you will get a list of all your courses. Please ignore how many I'm in. It's a ridiculous amount. But I can select my course and then I can even select which folder I put it in. Now again, if you're just getting started, you won't have anything in there. So I won't add it that way. But let me go back there and where they said they didn't have the import from resources. Let me show that again. You'll actually notice that it looks like I don't have import from resources too when I first click it. If you scroll, it's the very bottom option. So you might have to scroll to get to that. I definitely see how that could be confusing the first time you go in. So again, if I'm adding materials, sometimes it does show up, but you'll notice on the last screen it didn't. I had to scroll down. Wanted to make sure I got that question. Thanks for calling that one out, Christine. So if there was no, okay, Christine, you're fine. If there's no scroll bar displayed, sometimes it's just easy to overlook, or you just got to scroll with your mouse. But see this, I'm scrolling with my mouse right now. I can't show you that with my finger, but this is it. All right. So at this time, with it being 9:45, let me look back on our agenda. We want to practice right now going in and pulling in a resource. So if you have a course right now, you can click on Add Materials, click on Import from Resources, and follow those navigation steps. Again, it was Group, under School, Cincinnati Public Schools. And then I'm just pulling in the templates right now. We'll get into model lessons in the second hour. So I'm just in ELA, and I want this template. I might even just pull in the welcome. I mean, I would pull in all of the elements, but you can pull in whatever you want to practice. Just practice clicking on an item and clicking import and bringing it into your course. That is your practice item until 10 when we start our new agenda. It is 9:46. So I want to answer questions for 5 minutes. Yes, if you don't want the resource, it's easy to delete. As a matter of fact, let me hit cancel on that. Let me show you how easy it is to delete. You just click on the gear and click delete. So you can practice bringing things over. And then if you just did it to practice, just go ahead and delete that item. So to delete anything or to unpublish anything, it's that gear to the right. I don't want to delete that, but the gear to the right, I can go in and start editing. We're going to be looking at that in the next hour because we'll be looking at customizing it. But the edit button is there. So I can go in and I can edit it, or I don't need it, I'm just gonna delete it. All right, I'm gonna look back at the chat, make sure there isn't a question. Get me the grade info mines, please. Absolutely, I will copy and paste that for you. I'm assuming it's the demo account that you need. So I'm gonna copy and paste this PDF. It's linked right in there, copy. There you go.
Somebody asked, when will the rest of the prep lessons be?
Sorry, let me clarify something. You don't need the Great Minds login to do this task of importing your resources right now. You do need it for the day for sure. So I just wanted to clarify. Okay, so to show you one more time, if you could just watch the video right there, because that's me doing it again. I don't want to talk while other people are trying to practice. If it's a question about one of the things, but if it's show me again, it is right there. Now, because this can definitely feel overwhelming and a lot of information, we built into the agenda a screen-free break. And I'm going to encourage everyone for 5 or 10 minutes to take that if you're feeling frustrated, maybe refresh your screen. But I'm going to stay on the line because I'm going to stay available for you during this 10-minute break for questions, because I also don't want to ignore your questions. Okay.
Rosemary, a lot of these questions are of the same. Like people
if you could repeat any of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put the username and stuff into the chat right now.
Thank you. And again, everyone, it is on that agenda. I'm going to open the Google Doc version of it because I can copy from that. So it's right there on your welcoming agenda, or excuse me, on your preparing for your day part of your agenda. At the bottom, can't access in Clever, the demo account. It's a hyperlink to where you log in, and then you can just copy and paste the username and password. Don't worry, I'm staying on the call, guys. The screen break was for you, not me. Okay, so I'm not sure about your question about little ones in Google Drive. I didn't recommend Google Drive for them. I recommended badging. For that one, please look back at the agenda, and K&1 iPad login using QR badges. In my video, I actually demonstrate how they use that. Ashley, for Carolyn Powers, your question about Echo, Ashley Badgett has been working on converting all of these to Echo. I believe she communicated with your principal, Pia Heaton. And so I would check with Pia about that. Ashley Badgett works with our schools that use Echo. Amy, the agenda that was shared with you on the update yesterday has everything you need on it. So you should, if you're in ELA headquarters, you shouldn't need to scroll to find anything. I'll post it again though, right here. Let's see, full agenda. It is a small hyperlink. I will make that a little bit more obvious. Here, I'll copy and paste that again.
I just put the doc in for Amy. And Amy, if you scroll down where it says Great Minds Demo, click demo and it'll take you to the demo. And then you got the username and password in the doc. You can just copy and paste.
And everybody right now, I am just doing questions right now. Here we go, paste. So there's the agenda linked right there. I'm also going to, whoops. I'm also going to drop the PDF just in case. Some people were saying they couldn't access due to high traffic, so I'm going to add that as well. All right. In that agenda, you have the access to everything you need. So again, if you're in CPS Wit and Wisdom course, you can get the agenda right there. It was also on the calendar entry as well, trying to make things as accessible as possible. Our level 2 will begin in 8 minutes. So if you do need to take a minute, we are going to be looking at those items that we're pulling over. I'm definitely going to show it again. And we're going to show how you can start to customize those. So I'm going to pull in a template and show you how to make your own recording. I'm going to show you how to insert your own image or embed media. If there are lots of questions on that, I will answer them. And we're going to spend the whole first 20 minutes doing that. So we're going to be working on customizing. Okay, let me show you that. Ashley, it's a drop down. I'm glad you figured out, but since you had that question, I'll show it. So it defaults to whatever grade you were searching. Well, this is a demo, so I don't know what it's defaulting to. But if you just click the bubble right here, whatever grade you're on, you can select your grade, kindergarten through 6th grade. Oops, wrong tab. Login and password are on the agenda that I have, I've posted it a lot of places. Let's see. I just put it back in your ELA headquarters. I will copy it one more time. Christine, are there other questions besides logging in to Wit and Wisdom?
I'm reading. Most of them are logging in. So far, I see only lesson 1 and 2 miles 0 in grade 5.
Amy, I don't know the Facebook login you posted, but I don't. If you could type in the chat why you shared that link, that would be great. Unless it was just a goof.
So Carlene has a question. She says, so far she only sees lessons 1 and 2 for Mod 0, grade 5. Will we have support? Okay.
So we started at looking at templates, Carlene. We're going to be looking at the model lessons in the next hour. So yes, lesson 1 and 2 is in there. ARC 1, grade 5, I can't remember. Our UC team either said Friday or Monday, all the rest of them. So we're getting started today working on, yes, all of the model lessons only have that. We did not get into model lessons yet this morning. Yeah, we're going to get into all of that in the second hour. Okay, for how students access badges, that was covered in the first part of the hour, and those instructions are there for you in the form of a video whoops, wrong part of the agenda, in the form of a video, and I have slides for you as well. So you will need to provide those to your students. In the video, I even show you that if you have to do it digitally, how to snip your badges out of it. So make sure you refer to that video. Bethany, are we supposed to be presenting this? So these are your, this is your Schoology Wit and Wisdom lesson framework. So this is how you deliver your launch, learn, land, and wrap in a digital environment. You would definitely still be teaching in the video and giving instruction. You could have it pulled up if you wanted to use it sort of like an anchor for them. I think that would be very helpful. Presenting this on Schoology to the kids, I think you mean like if you'd be sharing your screen, and you could certainly do that if you wanted to. Module 0, we're getting into in the next hour. Yes, thank you, Carlene. We did, we in planning this session, we wanted to make sure in the first hour that everyone had the tools necessary and the skills to log in, access, and navigate. In hour 2, we're going to start using these. If we're talking about already read, I'm assuming maybe that's Montessori, and we have a 1-hour meetup session. talking about how we can share our resources and look at weaving this together. So if you're talking about students who already read, Ashley or Carlene, I'm imagining maybe your Montessori, we added that in today.
At Carlene, she said Mod Zero about a different text. I know we advocated for more Mod Zero. Councils got together and added additional text. For Mod Zeros, I'm unsure if they came in. I can double check. Yes, there were other selections aside from thank you, Mr. Falker, because we noticed that would have been read for 3 years in a row. So I'll check back on that, Carlene, and I'll if you could put your email address in the chat, I'll get back with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Christine. Yes, April and Christine were giving me the information on Module 0. My apologies. I was just talking about the building it. Christine, I'm so glad you're on this call.
You're fine. Daytona, we advocated for K2 as well. So if you send me your email address, I'll keep you abreast of what's going on too, okay?
All right, technical issues with sound. Kylie, I'm so sorry to hear that. I am recording this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me give you a better solution. At the beginning of the session, you might have missed it. At the bottom of the meeting, there's a 3-dot button. It says more options. When you click on that, I recommend you use a phone for audio. So if you are in a room, maybe one of you could put it on speaker. If you're having sound issues, use your phone number for audio. That should clear your sound issues up.
Hey, Rosemary, Jane, this is Amy. Another issue my tech person had me do, if you are plugged in to your system in your room, it might be thinking that the audio needs to feed through your audio system, so unplug your cord.
Okay, thanks, Amy. All right, I do want to, so we're getting ready to begin our second hour, and I do want to be really clear on one thing. Module 0 is not built for a variety of reasons. We're using a template for that. If April Thompson is in the call, if you could unmute, because she was going to share on this piece. But
she couldn't get in.
I understand. Oh, she can't get in?
It's full.
Yeah.
I could call her up here. Let me tell her to come upstairs so she can answer about whatever it is you guys are.
So I'll do my best, Christine, if you could just correct me if I'm wrong, because April did share this with me. But Module 0 was created last year with your teams. And my understanding is it's a lot more personal and customized how you deliver that. So we're going to be using a template today for your Module 0. We have model lessons for lessons 1 and 2, which cover the launch, learn, land, and wrap that you can refer to as you are creating your Module 0. That's what we're getting into the second hour. But April and Christine and everyone shared with us about this is a lot of you already had content done last year in the form of slides, or you had something custom that you made or shared from a colleague. Nobody's asking me to reinvent that, so I'm going to be showing you how to use that in Schoology.
I have April on the phone. Let's see if this works, okay? Go ahead,
Great.
April.
Hi.
April, we can hear you. Hi.
All right. Sorry, it's maxed out. But I know a lot of teachers, a lot of you all purchased Module 0 PowerPoint last year, and that's something that you can import into Schoology for this year as well. So I know a lot of you all might have purchased something, or you created something for Module 0, and you're free to use that on the Schoology platform, because that will not be provided, just like it wasn't provided when we implemented last year.
So did that answer questions for everybody? So basically, use what you use. I guess whatever materials that you use for Mod Zero last year can be imported into Schoology.
So tell Rosemary I'll share with her a PowerPoint if she wants to look at that and show them how to import that.
She heard you.
Okay.
You want to stay on the call?
So other units bought. So what we're going to be looking at is how to add custom material in the next hour. And it is actually 10:02, so I'm going to get started on that. Tamara, the InSync's still down. So we're going to need to use the demo account is what I've been told for today. So don't follow the instructions for InSync. And I'm sorry, I published it to the web to try to reduce the errors. It did change a little formatting. So sorry that this isn't as pretty, but the links all still work. So you can still log into the sorry, I'm in the wrong part. You can still log into the demo account in Sync. Just trying to solve the overload issues on the system. All right.
Rosemary,
I'm going to
April
stop the
says she
recording
shared
from the
it for
first
you.
hour.
I'm sorry.